What if the key to innovation, creativity, and leadership lies in embracing quiet? In quiet, the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking, Susan Cain challenges the cultural bias toward extroversion, revealing the unique strengths of introverts. This is the story of how I embraced my quiet nature, discovered its power, and learned to thrive in a world that often overlooks the value of silence. By understanding and leaning into my introversion, I found new ways to excel, connect, and contribute in meaningful ways. Cain begins by exploring the dominance of the extrovert ideal, a cultural bias that equates success with traits like charisma, sociability, and assertiveness. In workplaces, schools, and social settings, extroversion is often celebrated while introversion is misunderstood or undervalued. This systemic preference places immense pressure on introverts to conform and suppress their natural tendencies. I saw this dynamic play out in my own life. In meetings, the loudest voices often overshadowed quieter perspectives. In social settings, I felt pressure to perform in ways that didn't feel authentic. I often wondered if I needed to change to fit the mold. Cain's research helped me understand that this bias isn't a reflection of my worth, but a societal preference rooted in misconceptions about introversion. Recognizing this was liberating. I began to reframe my quiet nature as a strength rather than a limitation. I realized that my reflective nature allowed me to approach problems with depth and nuance. Cain's lesson taught me that introversion is not a flaw to be fixed, but a powerful trait to be embraced. By understanding the extrovert ideal, I started to navigate these biases with confidence and authenticity, allowing my quiet voice to carry its full weight. Cain delves into the science behind introversion, explaining that it is not a choice but a temperament rooted in biology. Introverts tend to have a more sensitive nervous system, making them more attuned to stimuli and more reflective in their responses. This heightened sensitivity shapes how introverts interact with the world and process information. Learning this gave me a deeper appreciation for my own tendencies. For instance, I often felt drained after large social gatherings, preferring quieter, more intimate settings. I used to view this need for downtime as a weakness. Understanding the biological basis for these preferences helped me stop judging myself and start respecting my needs. It also clarified why certain environments felt overwhelming while others nurtured my best work. This chapter also highlighted the importance of energy management. I began prioritizing activities that replenished my energy, such as spending time alone, reading, or taking walks. I learned to set boundaries, ensuring that I didn't overcommit to situations that would leave me exhausted. Cain's insights reminded me that honoring my natural rhythms is not selfish but essential for my well-being and effectiveness. By embracing my biology, I found a greater sense of balance and self-acceptance. Cain emphasizes that solitude is a crucial ingredient for creativity, problem-solving, and deep thinking. Some of history's greatest achievements, she notes, were born in moments of quiet reflection rather than group collaboration. Solitude, she argues, allows individuals to access their inner voice and generate original ideas free from external noise. This resonated deeply with me. I realized that my best ideas often came during solitary moments, writing in my journal, reflecting during a walk, or simply daydreaming. Yet, I had often dismissed these moments as unproductive or indulgent. Cain's research reframed solitude as a powerful tool rather than a retreat from the world. Inspired by her findings, I began carving out regular time for solitude. I noticed how these periods of quiet allowed me to process ideas more deeply and approach challenges with clarity. For instance, setting aside uninterrupted time each morning to plan my day resulted in more focused and effective work. This chapter taught me that solitude is not a luxury but a necessity for tapping into my full potential. By embracing quiet moments, I unlocked a wellspring of creativity and insight. Cain challenges the stereotype that effective leaders must be extroverted. She presents compelling evidence that introverts often excel as leaders, particularly in environments that require careful listening, thoughtful decision-making, and empowering others. Introverted leaders, she explains, bring a calm and deliberate approach that fosters trust and collaboration. I started reflecting on my own leadership experiences. While I had often doubted my abilities in group settings, I realized that my strengths as an introvert, listening, empathy, and strategic thinking were assets. In one instance, I led a team project by fostering open communication and ensuring every voice was heard. The results were not only successful but also deeply collaborative. Team members appreciated the inclusive environment, which encouraged creative solutions. This chapter helped me embrace my leadership potential. Cain's insights reminded me that there is no single mold for effective leadership. By leaning into my natural strengths, I found ways to lead authentically and confidently. I learned that leadership is not about being the loudest person in the room, but about creating a space where everyone can contribute their best. Cain critiques the prevalence of groupthink, a phenomenon where the desire for harmony in group settings stifles individuality and critical thinking. She argues that introverts are particularly skilled at breaking through groupthink, offering fresh perspectives and thoughtful analysis. Groupthink, she warns, can lead to poor decisions when dissenting opinions are suppressed. I began applying this lesson in my professional life. In meetings, instead of trying to match the extroverted energy, I focused on observing, analyzing, and contributing thoughtful insights. While I spoke less frequently, my contributions carried weight because they were well-considered and often addressed overlooked aspects of the discussion. Cain's research validated the importance of quality over quantity in communication. She taught me that introverts' ability to think independently and challenge the status quo is a valuable counterbalance to the risks of groupthink. By embracing this role, I found greater confidence in sharing my unique perspective. I realized that my thoughtful approach could lead to more balanced and effective outcomes, even in fast-paced environments. While extroverts often thrive in large social networks, introverts excel in forming deep, meaningful connections. Cain highlights the strength of introverts' ability to listen, empathize, and build trust. These qualities enable introverts to create relationships that are both enduring and impactful. I began shifting my focus from expanding my social circle to deepening my existing relationships. I prioritized one-on-one conversations and activities that allowed for genuine connection. These interactions felt more fulfilling and strengthened my bonds with friends, family, and colleagues. For instance, I found that heartfelt conversations over coffee often brought more joy than attending large social events. Cain's insights reminded me that social success is not about quantity but quality. By embracing my preference for deeper connections, I built relationships that were not only supportive but also enriching. This approach enhanced both my personal and professional life, proving that introverts' quiet power lies in their depth of connection. Through these bonds, I discovered a sense of belonging and purpose that far outweighed superficial interactions. Cain concludes with practical strategies for introverts to thrive in environments dominated by extroverted norms. She encourages introverts to balance self-acceptance with adaptability, advocating for a middle path that respects their nature while embracing opportunities for growth. I began practicing these strategies in my daily life. For example, I prepared for social events by setting boundaries and scheduling downtime afterward to recharge. In professional settings, I used written communication to express ideas more effectively, playing to my strengths as a thoughtful communicator. I also learned to assert myself when necessary, ensuring my voice was heard without compromising my authenticity. This chapter reinforced the importance of self-awareness and intentionality. Cain's guidance helped me navigate challenges without compromising my authenticity. By finding balance, I learned to honor my introversion while thriving in an extroverted world. These strategies gave me the confidence to participate fully in diverse environments while staying true to myself. Quiet taught me that introversion is not a limitation but a strength. By embracing my quiet nature, I discovered new ways to connect, lead, and create. What would change if you leaned into your natural strengths? Remember, the power of introverts lies not in trying to be louder, but in owning their quiet and letting it shine. Through this journey, I learned that the world needs both introverts and extroverts to thrive, and that each quiet voice has the power to make a profound impact.